Hi, I'm Sean Higgins, editor for Spar3D.com, the Spar3D newsletter. I'm here at ILMF, part of GeoWeek 2019 at the RIEGL booth, where, as I see, you have a pretty wide range of sensors and systems on display. You want to tell me a little bit about what people are talking to you about, what you guys are most excited to show here today?
Absolutely, Sean. So at this last InterGeo, RIEGL really completed their airborne product offering line. So we went from the VUX1 LR sensor all the way up to the VQ1560, and we had a few gaps along the way range-wise and performance-wise. So we've added to that with the new VUX240, which has a 75-degree field of view and a 1.8 million shots per second pulse rate. So very nice sensor. This can go between a UAV or a helicopter with its range performance. And then the step up from that is our VQ480 Mark II. And then the next step on the ladder up to the 1560 behind me is the 780i, which is a very high-performing scanner. So a lot of people at this show have been really interested in our newest laser scanners for both airborne, as well as a lot of interest in our mobile scanner. Recently won the MAPS Geospatial Award, in case you hadn't heard about that.
So would you say at this point, I mean, I've been working with SPAR for about 5 years at this point. It seems like RIEGL's been pretty steadily releasing new kinds of sensors for new kinds of use cases. Would you say that the portfolio is pretty filled out at this point as far as different applications?
It really has been filled out, Sean. One of the things about RIEGL is we do a lot of it. We're always innovating. We don't just simply rest on our laurels because we had a really big hit with the 1560 last year or because the 880G came out. We're always looking for the next step and the next evolution in technology. Being a technology-driven company always leads us to develop new and interesting scanners while supporting the current product line as well. It was very important that our customers know that while we have a wide product offering and we continuously innovate, we do it to benefit them, and we're not trying to outstrip them by coming out with a new sensor the day after they make a purchase, for example. But overall, we've had a really nice complementary performance this year with adding these scanners to the marketplace, and we've also really filled out our bathymetric offering as well. We've increased the marketplace with our 840, which is a smaller scanner. And so if the 880G Mark II is too large for your aircraft, we have a GH version, which is for helicopters, and then a step down from that for our UAV or lighter aircraft is our 840. So we're trying to really fill in missing links here, and the future is just going to be what are the product improvements we can put in place that make the user more productive and faster turnaround on data processing, I think.
So one thing that I've seen with RIEGL's releases over the past few years that seems to be, if not unique to RIEGL, then definitely something that sets you apart from the market, is that RIEGL seems to develop a lot of very application-specific sorts of sensors. There are a lot of general use sensors. There are definitely some in the RIEGL portfolio as well. But I mean specifically even looking at your UAV line of sensors, there are a lot developed for a specific use. And I wonder, I mean, am I reading that correctly? Does this seem like part of your long-term strategy?
That's true. One of our long-term business opportunities that we've always sort of competed in has been the utility corridor mapping area. And so I think the last 2 years we released the DL scanner, which had that very focus, a very high point concentration right at nadir for the utility corridor. And then with the 480 Mark II, its predecessor, the 480 and the 480i, they're two different releases, so make sure I mention that. That was a utility-based scanner that was used for the corridor mapping back in the early days of NERC and FERC. And so now as more companies are getting online with that, as power companies continue to manage that, and we see the ever-present danger of vegetation management with the recent pitfalls that have befallen those in California, that marketplace is rejuvenating itself a bit, I would say. So that's one of the things we're trying to offer was not everyone wants to fly a 1560 at max altitude and get QL1, QL2 data. A lot of people want to get really high dense transportation corridor information as well. So we're trying to target each thing without saying this scanner only works in that column. It's a very tough, nuanced position to be in.